Hey guys, welcome to our channel. We're starting to get into spoiler season. It's been going on for a couple of days. We're starting to look at our favorite archer. We're looking at Lexi Livewire. She's a new ranger. She's an elemental ranger. If you guys haven't seen that, she can play ice and lightning cards. So we've got that going on for us. Once per turn of action, she can turn a face down card in the arsenal face up. And if it's a lightning card, your next attack gains go again. And if it's an ice card, create a Frostbite token under the target hero's control and go again. So that's pretty cool. If you're planning on making a lot of like wide attacks, this go again looks really great. This Frostbite token we'll talk about in just a second, but it is bonkers, guys. It is so cool. Lexi's gonna be a great addition to the lineup. We begin here. We're going to talk about her weapons. Her weapons are amazing. Let's look at Voltaire Strike twice first. So this is her majestic weapon. Twice per turn instant, you pay 1 resource. You may put an arrow card from your hand face up into an empty arsenal zone you control. And if you do, you choose one of the following. Number 1, it gains +1 power until the end of your turn. Number 2, it gains go again until the end of your turn. So if you're looking to go wide, this is probably your better option. Lots of little attacks or just gaining +1 is really cool too. Next we've got Shiver. It is also an elemental ranger bow. Once per turn instant, you pay 1. You may put an arrow card from your hand face up into an empty arsenal zone you control. And if you do, you choose one of the following. Number 1, it gains +1 until the end of your turn. Number 2, it gains Dominate until the end of your turn. Dominate is awesome. The fact that Shiver can give your arrow cards Dominate is just ridiculous. I don't play Ranger myself, but I feel like this is just a crazy card. If you want to go tall, if you want to go up against somebody like Bravo, you might want to do this. Yeah, it's crazy. So Shiver is good for tall, big attacks. Voltaire is good if you want to keep like whacking people during your turn, make the combat chain a little bit longer. Now, if we compare these to what we've already got, we've got Redliner, so once per turn action. If you have no cards in your arsenal, you put an arrow card from your hand face up and go again. So that's okay, I guess. Nothing compared to Voltaire or Shiver. And then Death Dealer, once per turn action, you pay 1, and if you have no cards in your arsenal, you can put an arrow card from your hand face up in your arsenal, and if you do, draw a card. So that's not horrible, but it doesn't give you Dominate, and it doesn't give your next arrow attack a go again. So honestly, I feel like both of these old weapons are kind of outdated. You're never gonna want to run them with Lexi. Obviously, if you're going to want to play Azalea, or if they do end up coming out with another ranger, you might want to use them, but as it stands right now, you're definitely going to want to use Shiver or Voltaire, let's be real. So, obviously, we've talked about Shiver gaining Dominate is probably better for going tall, and Voltaire is better if you want to go wide. And then, if we go back to Lexi, if it's a lightning card, it gains go again, right? So if you're playing lightning arrow cards, those lightning arrow cards can gain Dominate from Shiver, and they also have go again if you're turning it face up in your arsenal with Lexi's ability. And I just think that's crazy. Lexi is going to be such a good hero. I'm really, really excited to give her a shot. Alright, so those are her weapons. Let's look at her equipment now. We're looking at New Horizon, her legendary head equipment. This looks crazy, guys. So New Horizon, while you have a face-up card in your arsenal, you have an additional arsenal zone. So we knew that this was going to happen. And so this just confirms that Lexi can have multiple arsenals. Even Azalea can have multiple arsenals. This is just a ranger equipment. This is an elemental ranger, which just opens up the possibilities if there comes to be another ranger. Like, so you've got Azalea, you've got Lexi, and then whoever else comes along, you know, anyone can use this and have 2 arsenal zones, which is just so cool. I super love that. So while you have a face-up card in your arsenal, you have an additional arsenal zone. New Horizon is destroyed, destroy all cards in your arsenal. So that's not great, but honestly, like, you should probably be using all your arsenal cards anyway, because they're all gonna be arrows. And then it's got Blade Break, which, you know, it's not great. It's not my favorite thing, but like, I would honestly rather have Battle Worn on this, but you know, it's not bad. Especially if we compare it to the Skullbone Cross Wrap that came out with Azalea. So looking at the Skullbone Cross Wrap with Azalea, once per turn of action, you turn a face down card in your arsenal face up, or opt 1 and then go again. Like, it doesn't give you an extra arsenal zone, which I think is a missed opportunity here. But it does have Arcane Barrier, which is pretty cool if you're going up against someone like Kano or like Aura Prism, who plays a lot of like Merciful Retribution. But really, I think those are the only ones. Oh, and I guess someone who uses rune chants like Viscerai or Chain. You might want to consider doing that, but I mean, it's whatever. And then it does have Blade Break as well, but it only blocks for 1, which kind of defeats the purpose. New Horizon is just so much better in so many ways. And then just like, if you don't use your Blade Break, you just always have 2 arsenal spots, which I think is just so much better than Blade Break in general. But can you tell that I hate Blade Break? But it's strictly better. Again, if you want Arcane Barrier, and if you want to opt 1, like, I guess Skullbone Cross Wrap is okay, but I feel like I would probably run New Horizon more often, just to use that extra arsenal zone. So I would be playing a 4+2 versus 4+1. I think that's strictly better. Alright, next we're gonna talk about Lexi's specialization. It's called Light It Up. It looks like it pitches for 2 and it costs 1. It is an elemental ranger action, and it has this thing called Fusion, which I think is interesting. It says, as an additional cost to play Light It Up, you may reveal a lightning card from your hand. So I compare this a little bit to Dash's Boost. It's not quite the same, but you know, it's comparable. Like, you show something from your hand and then you get extra power, but I mean, it's not like you're gonna deck yourself like Dash. If Light It Up was fused, it gains, if this hits a hero, deal 1 damage to them for each equipment they control. This is crazy. Like, if you were to play this at the beginning of the match and you fuse, you have the potential to hit for 8 damage for 1 resource. That is crazy. And then if Light It Up deals damage to a hero equal to or greater than the number of equipment that player controls lose and cannot gain activated abilities until the end of the turn. So, or until the end of their next turn. Oh, okay, that's even worse. So this can shut down so much stuff. Like, I have Grasp of the Arknight, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh man, if I'm at 0 rune chance and I can't make rune chance, like, just, this is nuts. Like, I wouldn't be able to make rune chance unless I had, like, a card to do it. Or like Crown of Dichotomy, or Scab Skin Leathers. You've got Tectonic Plating that could get shut down. Snapdragon Scalers. I know there are a bunch of people that play Snapdragon Scalers. Maybe not a whole lot anymore because there are a lot of other things, but Snapdragon Scalers would get shut down. Biondel's Spring Tunic would get shut down. And just so many other things. Like, I'm looking at my Bloodsheath Skeleta right now. I wouldn't be able to use that. My Time Skippers would just be useless. It is nuts. Light It Up is just such a good card for Lexi. I think that just makes her so much better than even a lot of heroes that we already have. Next, we're gonna look at Chill to the Bone. It costs 0 resources. Pitches for 1. It's not super great, but you know, maybe arrows cost less. I don't play Ranger, so I don't know. So the next time an ice or elemental attack hits a hero this turn, create 3 Frostbite tokens under that hero's control, and then it has go again. So, number 1, ice or elemental. I think that's nuts. Like obviously it doesn't work for lightning cards, but if it just says elemental, that opens up Lexi's possibilities so much. Let's look at Frostbite for a second. So this is the Frostbite token. Cards and activated abilities you control cost an additional resource. So if you have 3 Frostbites in your possession, you have to pay, and you want to play, say, something like Barraging Beatdown, let's say. It's just the closest card I have. So like, you're playing Rhinar, you're playing Levia, and you want to play Barraging Beatdown. It costs 0, but now it costs 3 because you have 3 Frostbite tokens. And then it goes away when you play a card, when you activate an ability, or at the beginning of your end phase. Like, it doesn't stick around for very long, but that's still that is just crazy. It stops players just so hard. I was playing against a Bravo at Road to Nationals, and you had to pay like 3 resources to attack me, and that was crazy to me. With Frostbite, you would be paying 4 or more for that one attack, and just like, I feel like that just would stop me from attacking, just because like, I don't want to pitch 2 cards to play 1 attack. That seems, just not great. Just crazy. It's so cool. You can shut people down so fast with that. Next we're gonna go to Chilling Ice Vein. Here we go. We've got an arrow attack now. And this is an elemental ranger action. So for Chill to the Bone, this would work, you know? And it's attacking for 5. This is ridiculous. So it costs 1, it pitches for 1, it has Ice Fusion. So it's basically just the same. As an additional cost, you may reveal an ice card from your hand. If Chilling Ice Vein was fused, whenever an attack deals damage to a hero this turn, they discard a card unless they pay 1 resource. That's just, oh my gosh. Lexi's just gonna make you pay everywhere. This is so good. This is good for going really wide to threaten them. It makes every attack this turn like you have to block it. I just think that's crazy. Let's go to Seek and Destroy next. 0 resources, it pitches for 1. Your next arrow attack gains +3, and if this hits a hero at the beginning of their next end phase, they discard all cards in their hand and destroy all cards in their arsenal. Ooh, oh boy. Wow, that feels really good. I don't know if you guys think it really is, but wow, yeah, this feels good just looking at it. Like, if the other player has to destroy all their cards, I mean, that's 5 cards closer to being decked, which, I mean, if you're not Chain, or if you're not playing stuff from your Banish Zone, that kind of sucks a little bit. Especially for, like, Dash, that would be really good, just because Dash needs all those cards to boost. But, oh man, yeah, this just looks really good. We've got a couple more cards. These ones don't seem as good as the ones we've already talked about. We're gonna talk about them anyway, because, you know, it's good to know, right? So the first one we've got here is Invigorate. It's an elemental action. Costs 0, pitches for 1. The next attack you fuse gains +4. And then this card has go again, right? It's a good pump-up effect, especially if you plan on fusing a lot. You know, it doesn't feel great. It does feel good to me. I just don't think it feels as good as some of the ones we've already, you know, talked about. Let's go to Buzzbolt next. It's an arrow. It attacks for 5, costs 1, pitches for 1. It does have lightning fusion, and if it is fused, whenever an attack hits a hero this turn, it deals 1 damage. You know, that's pretty cool. If you're going wide, it helps a lot more. And if you can give it, like, if you can give this go again, like, it's pretty good. It's not great. It's good. Moving on to Frazzle. We've got, let's see, it's another arrow attack. It's an elemental ranger attack. Attacks for 5, costs 1, pitches for 1. Also lightning fusion. If Frazzle was fused, whenever an attack would deal damage this turn, instead it deals that much damage +1. Again, I think this would be good for wider attacks, not necessarily taller attacks, but it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It feels like Buzzbolt to me. And then let's go to Electrify. It costs 1, it pitches for 1. And the next time an attack action card hits a hero's turn, it deals 3 damage. And if Electrify is played from the arsenal, you draw a card. And then it has go again. So that's kind of cool. Electrify can add some damage, and it gives you another card to play, presumably. You know, like, if you don't have any attacks to do, like, it kind of sits in your hand for a little bit, or in your arsenal, which I think there are better things to put in your arsenal, honestly. Like, I would just fill my arsenal with arrow cards and just keep punishing people. But hey, you know, you do you. That's all that we've got right now. There are more spoilers going on, and obviously these are all on the Flesh and Blood website, fabtcg.com. It's one of the articles on the main page. They update it, I want to say, once or twice a day with new spoilers. So we'll be watching that. We hope you'll be watching that. And obviously we'll just be posting recap videos for each day. So Lexi is looking good so far. Cool tricks, some good versatile options. We cannot wait to see some of the other spoilers. Whatever Flesh and Blood puts out, we'll be super excited to see it. And we can't wait to start playing. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed the video. And we'll talk to you again probably tomorrow. Keep playing strong.